Welcome, Clark. Today I'm reacting to Europeans can save gaming. So, ja, wir können offensichtlich irgendwas retten. So, we basically can save gaming. How, why, for what? I don't know how. But I assume that Accursed Farms will actually explain what this is about because I didn't hear shit about it. And at the end of the day, I'm actually gaming is one of my biggest hobbies. It comes actually even before shooting arrows out of a bow. And yeah, I'm quite interested in how the F we can do that and what this is actually about. So let's just, if you like my content, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, press notification button, and leave me and this guy, Accursed Farms, some love. So let's start.
Hi, I'm Ross. For the past several months, I've been working on a campaign to stop the destruction of video games. See, most video games work indefinitely, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But
I mean, most of the games work indefinitely. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I can still start up a copy of my favorite old games without any problems, especially Overlord. If you know that little gem. Yeah, but the live service games just most of the time just die out, or even the not live service games just get freaking shut down for absolutely no effing reason. I don't like it. I wanna play the games that I have fun with, and that's bad if you can't. So I agree.
more and more are being designed to stop working the second support ends from the publisher. A kill switch, essentially. It's a form of planned obsolescence, where publishers are destroying games they've already sold to you, but keeping your money. And this is
and this should be illegal, by the way. I think this should be totally illegal. If you sell a product, it should work as long as it can. And specifically, games have no decay behind them. So, nah, they should be available for a very, very long time, no matter what.
This is all preventable. Some people don't understand that. I've compared this before to studios from a century ago burning their own films after they were done showing them to recover the silver content. And now...
The F? Really? That's effed up? Well, I mean, this cannot happen these days with all the actual piracy going on and such. The films will always live, or for the most part. So, sorry about that. So even if you burn them, you still have it somewhere on the internet. But yeah, that's actually effed up. I didn't know that. And it's quite annoying and worrying that this is a thing. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you can do with your stuff what you want, but still. Why would you? I just don't get the reasoning behind it.
Now, most films of that era are gone forever. That's very similar to what's happening to video games today. It's just a terrible practice for everyone involved. Now, most of my efforts have gone towards challenging the legality of this practice in various countries, because it's so consumer hostile, it's not clear if what's going on is even legal. That's still ongoing, but now we have a new option, proposing new law, and for the entire European Union. It took months to get put together and processed, but now we have a European Citizens Initiative devoted to halting the destruction of video games. You can read it yourself. This would require publishers to leave games they have sold to customers in a working state at the time of shutdown, without requiring any further connection to them or affiliated parties for the games to function. How they would do this would be up to them. This would also apply to free-to-play games that contain microtransactions. Because if you purchased a microtransaction as a good, then the game is made unplayable, well then you just lost your goods. This would not require publishers to give up any of their intellectual property rights, give up their source code, though that one would still be nice. It wouldn't require endless support. They can end it anytime they want as far as we're concerned. It wouldn't need to host servers. Though they would have to either patch out that requirement or else allow customers to host them privately. Assume any liability for what customers do with their copies of games. And finally, nothing about this initiative would have any impact on publisher business practices while the game is being supported. In other words, publishers can continue doing whatever they want as long as you get to keep your game. It amazes me when some people say that's going too far in favor of the consumer. Though to be fair, that's probably not most Europeans.
Yeah, that's most Europeans will agree with this. Although I am not one of them, because require endless support. If you don't have money, if you don't have people, how are you gonna do it? Because at the end of the day, if you get a live game, it doesn't evolve anywhere, or you just basically don't wanna work on it, it's done. Of course, it requires publisher to give up source code. If you shut down the game, yes, give it up. Because you already shut it down, you don't care about it. So no, F it. Requires publisher to give intellectual property rights. That's a hard one. Because the intellectual rights aren't always on the game. They may use the intellectual rights for things, but it's not always there. So it is pretty hard, but I think I don't know how I would do it, but this is excessively hard. It's not hard for large firms. If I would, let's just say, if I would say for Ubisoft, yes, this is something that I would require from Ubisoft. But from Joe Schlopp that actually got only one game and it just didn't go well, is this something they can actually uphold? Probably not. So there is a lot of middle ground there. You should view first before you actually make something up here, but it's also something that I don't know, like, I agree something has to be done, but I think this is there should be two rules for big firms, big companies, and small companies, basically.
The idea here is we're just trying to stop games from being destroyed. That's it. So we're taking as narrow an approach as possible that still solves the problem. If we get enough signatures, then this goes before the European Union to be considered as new law. Now, if you're on board with this, you don't have to keep watching. You can go sign it right now. But wait, before you do, you have one chance to do this right. It's not hard.
Wait. So already good. Link to investigation. Yeah, I'm gonna link his video. Watch it. As it seems, he's gonna explain it step by step. I'm not gonna do it, or let's just wait it out.
If you make a mistake, your signature is invalidated and you don't get another chance.
Oh.
We've made guides at stopkillinggames.com on how to do this, just in case. But is this as simple as people sign this and it becomes law in the EU?
No. No.
Yeah, it might be.
No.
Now, it's not.
No, that's not how this works. You actually have to go through a lot of paperwork doing this. And, okay, for the normal citizen, the only thing you do is basically sign it and then it's done for you. But that this stuff becomes law, this is something totally different. Because you actually have to argue about it pretty hardly so it gets actually pushed through. It's not just like this. At the end of the day, I wish it would be that easy but no, it's not. Even with a shit ton of signatures, it still can go awry. So I of course hope it would work, but is it realistic? Probably not. Even though I would wish it was.
Guarantee, but I think if we get the signatures, this passes. Why do I say that? Well, it's a few factors. Politicians like easy wins, and this doesn't require them to do much at all. And unless it involves gambling or protecting children, politicians generally don't care about video games.
I like the thinking of the guy. I like it. Because politicians like easy wins? Yes, that's true. That's totally true. He's on point. So he basically goes for the laziness of the politician. That's a freaking good idea. I already like this. Politicians mostly don't care about video games? True. Video games, all in all, are still luxury articles. And politicians are a bunch of old fucks that don't care about anything that their asses most of the time. And yes, you can see I have this favorite politician, he will do this, just... I don't mean it like that. If you have a wishful thinking about your favorite politician, it's fine. Maybe your favorite politician is a great person, maybe not, but most of them definitively aren't. And if you got freaking crushed on the side of the road, they would let you die, probably. As sinister as it is, so at the same time, it's as true.
So this isn't of big consequence to them or most of their constituencies. EU law is already unclear on a lot of this practice anyway, and we would be making it easy for them to settle it.
Yes, that's also true. I really love this approach. Like, he's going for the lazy part. I love this. I just love this.
It falls in line with other consumer practices. You know, how when you buy something, you're generally allowed to keep it? And finally, this is a diversion from really serious topics that politicians would prefer not to deal with.
This guy is genius. I actually applaud him. Yes. Like, sub. This is exactly how politicians work. Distract from the real thing. From actually most important things. So, this has actually a realistic way, a realistic chance of working. Now that he does it in a good way, or in an effective way, or let's just say in a way that could work, I believe in this way more. And you might say, boy, you're brutal, there are way more important things than gaming. And I say to you, you're correct. Who gives a fuck? Honestly, who gives a freaking fuck? You know who? I do. But I also live in the real world. And the real world is just... You have to go for the popular thing, or for things that will maybe give you something positive. And most of the time, it's not the serious stuff. It's just a sad truth about the world. Oh, there's my dogs.
This would let them stay busy and avoid hard stuff. In fact, I would bet if we can clear the signature threshold, this passes into law and we solve the problem 90% or more. I say 90% because this would only impact the EU. So if a game was released only in China or Japan, yeah, this wouldn't save those. But most video games are sold globally, and the EU is part of that. Once it's a requirement that
Yeah, that's true. I also think that out of countries, or countries that don't have to actually follow this, won't follow this for a while, until most people will see, hey, that's actually a freaking good thing. I'm in. Let's just do the same thing. Okay, it got popular. Good, let's do this.
companies have to let you keep the games they sold to you in a major market like that, I think it spreads, whether it's the law elsewhere or not. Now, unfortunately, what I would not bet on, because it's a huge unknown, is whether we can pass that signature threshold to begin with. In order for this to work, we need 1 million signatures across the EU.
That's big, okay.
Though really...
He's realistic. Yeah, that's smart. That's a lot. 1 million is a lot. Especially if you think about it, like, this video has how many... It only has 137 views. Yeah, so already the chances of it happening are small. 1 million.
It's more than that, because some are going to be invalidated because who knows why. So really, we need more like 1.2 or 1.3 million signatures. Oh, and it gets worse, because you need certain minimum thresholds per country for it to pass. So say somebody signs it in Greece. Well, then we need almost 15,000 more Greeks to sign it. Otherwise, none of the Greek signatures count. That rule strikes me as rather obtuse and awkward. I almost wonder if the EU took a page from the United States for that one. Anyway, that's a lot of signatures. I might be delusional for attempting this. I don't know yet. Now, the good news is...
No. Brother, hear me out. You're not delusional for attempting this. The only delusion you would have, and he doesn't have it, but you would have if you said this will work 100%. Then you're delusional. If you say I'm getting a shot, I'm shooting on the wall and seeing if it sticks. That's actually a good thing. It's if you at least try, if you just try it, it may happen. It probably won't, but you at least have a small chance of it happening. So it's better to shoot your load than actually just sitting down there and doing nothing. So already respect for that one. Did I? Yeah, okay. You know what I mean with the shooting load thing. So. But yes, you're not delusional for trying. You're only delusional if you think that this will work 100%. That's something that nobody can guarantee. But try it. Try it. It's good. If you just try it, you will learn out of it. You will learn probably some new techniques and things. Maybe you get near it. Maybe it will even happen. Maybe it will. Probably not, but maybe it will. And then, if it does this, then you're fine. But hey, you tried it.
Is we have 1 year to get them all. So we will have time. Although I'll say right now, there is no way I can get that many Europeans just from my audience. The only way this works is by reaching out to European YouTubers and streamers and so on to get on board, and non-English speaking ones at that. Now, I'll do my part and promote this the best I can, but I have limited reach. In fact, since I've started Stop Killing Games, I want to say everyone I've reached out to never responded. So me reaching out doesn't work. It's a total failure rate. However, there are two things that did work. One is people reaching out to me, since I respond to a lot. And two is people...
This guy is realistic. I love it. Okay, yeah, I like this guy. He's not, like his head isn't in the clouds. He's not saying, yes, this will 100% happen. No, he's, okay, let's do it realistic. I already liked it. It's beautiful.
People just covering this on their own. That really worked. Which means if you're watching this, you may be a critical link in all this. Because you can tell other YouTubers, streamers, etc. about this initiative, and maybe they'll pick it up. And again, it's even better if their core audience is non-English speaking. The number of native English speakers in the EU is relatively small, so we need to connect the dots in other languages the best we can. Now, I'm offering myself for interviews, publicity on this issue, whatever, to almost anyone with a European audience of some size. In addition to that, the official spokesperson and backup spokesperson for the initiative have offered to speak on this also. And they are multilingual. And we have a few more official organizers who may be willing to discuss this in other languages as well.
Oh, no Polish. Too bad. I mean, German. Yeah, there is it.
These are the people officially in charge. You know, actual Europeans. Yeah, even though I've helped, officially, I'm not a part of this. I'm not eligible. Doesn't matter. Whatever gets us to the finish line. And speaking of eligibility, it's pretty simple. You need to be a citizen of an EU country, though you don't have to live there, and you need to be at least voting age. That's it. This also means it's not just you who can sign this, but your friends can sign this. Your family can sign this. Girlfriends, boyfriends can sign this. They all count. Get everybody. And tell them to get people to sign too. And yes, it feels weird that I'm an ineligible American campaigning for Europeans to sign a document. But you know what? If it passes, we all win. So we just have to go to where the openings are. Oh, and if your relatives or whoever don't...
I love this guy. He just thinks about his target. Nothing else. He's just, yep, this could... Of course, it's a selfish thing to a part because he wants to profit out of it. But we all profit out of it, so why the fuck not? Why not? Just, yeah, Okay, this guy is a
don't
beautiful
care about video
human being.
games,
Okay.
you can explain to them this is also about not losing basic ownership. Like if video games are cars, what's happening now would be like if I sold you a car at full price, then later, and I wouldn't tell you how much later, so it's not a rental, I then came to your house and repossessed your car. But I also kept your money. That is not good business. Or not for the consumer anyway. Yeah, I guess taking back what you've sold is great for businesses. Maybe that's why the industry is worth more than movies and music combined. I get it. Video games aren't that important to most people. But because of that, they're the canary in the coal mine. What about farm equipment, education tools, medical devices? You do not want this practice spreading to other areas, believe me. Now, one thing I want to say is some of you have already done the math and realized we need an average of over 2,700 signatures a day in order to make this work. I'll say right now, we're not going to get that many every day. This stuff happens in waves as big people pick it up. Plenty of days will be below par, but others could be 10 times or higher. So don't write this off too early. Don't be that guy I've seen in team games who gives up at the slightest sign of resistance and calls it game over 30 seconds into the match.
Yep.
I hate that crap. I think
He played League of Legends. Or Dota. Or any competitive freaking team game. Damn.
we're at a crossroads. If we can get enough signatures, then I think we end this and change gaming history. Or we can't get our act together and the problem gets worse and worse, then in the future, we really don't own anything. And we're charged a lot for not owning anything. Now maybe we get lucky and this is redundant due to all the other legal challenges we have going, but either way, this is it for your chance to save games. There's not going to be a round two. If you or someone you know is an EU citizen...
Well, no, there is always a round two. Somebody just has to organize it. And I'm saying just, but I also know that it's a lot of work doing it. And not everybody is willing to do it. Like, that there is a person that's actually willing to step in and try it is already really gigantic. So yeah.
Listen, you have the power to end this just by signing a form. Though this plan may have a critical weakness, and that I'm counting on gamers to care about not seeing their games destroyed. I hope that's not too big an ask. Because years from now, somebody could be saying, yeah, I had the chance to save gaming, but it required me to open up a whole new tab in my browser and fill in my name.
As shitty as it is, and it's funny. Because yes, this will happen, yeah.
Name and a CAPTCHA? Oh my god. So I didn't do it. It was just too much work. It wasn't worth it. If that's the general sentiment among gamers, then yeah, I can't overcome that. Then I'm Don Quixote here fighting windmills. I hope that's not the case. So, yeah, go sign it or tell somebody European about it.
Okay, I like this person. Link as to how to say. There's even a guide of it. Damn. Europäische Bürgerintensive Videospiele müssen aus einer zu Trittsperson. So I can do it in German, Spain, Spain. And you can do this. Link introduction. Friends, let's just keep it English and disclaimer. The content of this page are so responsible of the organizers. So yeah, so basically okay. Accept all cookies in this regard. Annex subtitles. Encryptor. Okay. So we even have the stats on it. Okay, that's good. Oh, Poland is in it. Good. I like it. Czechia, Democrat. Estonia, Finland, France, Germany. Oh, okay, so you need this. So this is how much we got. This is how much we actually need. Then we're in. Okay. So yeah, just gonna be honest, just start it. Just do it. Just open the thing. I'm gonna do it myself. And I'm not doing it on freaking this video because if this, I may dox myself by by a freak accident, so I'm not gonna do that. I need full concentration for that one. But as it is, acolytes, help this stuff out. If you have some European friends, just tell them, hey, do this. I'm gonna do it. And or a big streamer that's maybe English, Polish, or something like that. And if you actually have a streamer that wants to watch this video but can't talk English for shit, and it's a German or Polish streamer, I can actually explain them what the F there is to do. But as it is, for today, good night.